How's it going, internet? It's another first world problem here. Some of you have been asking for a walkthrough on the FSH 190 and the mods that I've done. So let's do that. I'm going to walk from bow to stern and kind of show you the ins and outs of how I've decided to set it up. Let's start off at the motor here. Made a custom mount out of 1/2-inch aluminum. Form fitting so that you can open the compartment, everything clears. It's pretty dead on center. I'll show you that once it's disconnected. The other thing I chose to do is mount my transducer on the trolling motor. We use it for fishing, we use it for skiing, we use the boat a little bit of everything, so I wanted to be able to modify the boat, take it off, have everything off for skiing. So this is the Lowrance Total Scan. This thing is called the Transducer Saver. I'll post a link to that on the page. But everything works great. And then what I did is I've got a transducer extension cable coming up through the anchor locker. So I drop all the extra cord here in the anchor locker. Comes up through the hole. And then when I drop the motor down, this just freely goes in and out. The other thing you have to do is replace your nav light. The existing nav light, when you have your motor on and you're fishing at night, is too low, so I put a pole mount nav light in there. Let's see what else. There's my power mount right here. Installed that. When you're mounting up on the bow like this, depending on where you put your batteries, some guys have put them in the changing compartment. I actually have mine under the jump seat. So when you do that, you've got to jump up to the higher gauge wire. So I'm up at 6 gauge, which means for the Minn Kota power mount, you need the special adapter behind there for the thicker gauge wire. All the wires run down the gunnels. They come back in through the jump seat there, which we'll go and take a look at. All right, here's a shot with the motor down. You can see it's dead center for the most part. Tracks really well, and again, I love the setup because you can just take everything off, put it away, you're skiing with nothing else on the deck. Here's a quick shot of the custom mount. Again, you can see it follows the contours, stays away from the compartment, and then comes out over the water. This is the quick mount puck. You just slide your bracket in there, and this thing is, I mean, you can move the whole boat, not going anywhere. I've got the 6 bolts in here with really large washers. I mean, they're probably 1.5-inch, 2-inch washers on the back side of this, keeping it super tight. And again, when we're off, you can see this really only hangs over about 1.5 inches or so, and it's completely out of the way. So people can still sit up on the bow. Looks great. And when we're fishing, everything comes off. I'm sorry, when we're skiing, everything comes off like this. All right, here's the port side jump seat. Let's take a look underneath. So all my cables come up from under here. They just run under. And this is my Minn Kota digital charger, the 3300. I've got one charger going to my house and starting battery, and then the other two go through the engine room here, and then go all the way to this side, to this jump seat, to charge my trolling motor batteries. This is a 24-volt system. The other thing, you can see there's still a little bit of water under here. I've been fishing this morning. I just made a custom box out of some storage container from Lowe's, and I have it on a little feet. That way everything in here stays dry. My tool kit, my wash down, everything else. So that's a solution to the little bit of water that gets inside the compartment there. Here's inside my battery compartment. You can see you've got my charger from the Minn Kota, and then I put the quick connects on the batteries, so when I'm moored up like this, I'll charge the starting, disconnect, throw them over there. I don't need any tools to then charge the house batteries. That's been the easiest. The 4-bank was just so big and expensive Didn't really feel the need to do it. Most of the time you don't even need to charge your starting battery, just the house battery, depending on how much you're using it. So that's underneath. No other real mods in this compartment. Here's my charging port. So when we pull up to the dock, I just drop that, plug that in. You can see my charger there. Everything charges up while we're waiting. I do take the seat off because it gets a little warm in there. Alright, here's the starboard side jump seat. I chose to put both my batteries on this side for a couple reasons. I did have one over on the other side, but with the two, the house, the starting, the charger, the battery, I was listing pretty hard to port, probably 1 or 2 degrees. So to balance it out, I put both batteries in here. These are big suckers. These are the 31s, 105 amp hours. They're Duracell. See if I can find, there's the model there. They work like a champ. I never run out of power. Remember, this is a 24 volt, so look up how you want to run this. You can see my chargers coming through, just through the compartment there. Just drilled a hole. There's my circuit breaker. Again, remember to go up in gauge because you'll get voltage drop. I think this is from here over the side up to the bow. It's like 24 feet, 25 feet, so you can't use the lighter gauge. The other thing in this compartment, it's probably can't see it. There's a little dip inside, and that battery won't fit. So what I had to do is take a piece of HDE plastic, cut it out. I think it was 1/4 inch. Dropped in there. That made it a level surface for me to mount my battery holders to, so you can see everything's mounted and secure, doesn't go anywhere. The system's worked out really well. And then behind that you have the live well, so it's been perfect. Again, the boat's very well balanced to get my 24 volt system. It's worked great. I know some guys have put it in the changing compartment, but with the water and other things there, this has worked out pretty well for us. Forgot to shoot a video of the console with the custom dash off. So back at home, I've garaged the boat. I'm in my garage now, and again, to get in the garage, you can't have anything on your console because the clearance is only about 2 inches. You can see my other video. You also have to take the back of the seat rest off. That'll be my next mod, actually, is how to cut that down and get it under. Needs to come down about 2 or 3 inches. But anyway, this is what it looks like when everything's off. This is a custom puck. It's actually made for the transducer to come out the back of a boat, and it's a 2-wire system. So it came made like that. However, I had to drill this side out, which is the transducer cable, a little bit, because it was to get the bend. Get it to bend properly, I had to pull that out. I just used a drill and kind of took some extra material out. But this is sealed with some 4200 under there. And then when I'm down the road, I actually leave my windshield on when I'm driving, but you can just tape these to here. They didn't fly around at all with the windshield on. And then this is what the dash looks like with my 2 rails. So what happens, these are the kayak rails that you can buy at any kayak store, and it has the quick connects, which mounts my dash. So those are the only 2 things sticking up, which sit just a little bit above this lip, so plenty of room to get everything in the garage. I've got the console up right now, airing everything out from our trip. We just got home, and then I'll jump back to our lake video. Alright, inside the changing compartment, that's the top of the center console. I've got my power cable comes down, connects in here, and then my transducer cable, I bought an extra extension. That just runs down through the changing compartment and up to the anchor locker there. And that's how I get everything up on the center console. Again, you're going to need two 2 extensions, or the one that comes with the electronics, and then buy one 10-foot extension so that you can get it up. So that's just coming up through here, and I've zip tied everything so that the part again just hangs right here, and put some cable protector on it because it'll move around on this fiberglass here. But it just comes up through the compartment, hangs there, zip tie so it doesn't go anywhere, and then I just quick connect this, and that's my transducer. So what's nice is when I'm done, if I'm in a public slip or something, all of this just comes off, and then I can take this whole unit with nothing exposed and all the expensive parts. So for example, we're renting a house this week. I take this whole thing off, put it in the boathouse, and lock it up. Alright, here's my custom dash. So everything comes up through the back here, right in the center of the console. I've got a special part that I've sealed off those cords really well. I'll post that. But this is on another one of my videos. This is custom made. Because I have to garage my boat, I can't have a permanent console, so I've sent this to a CNC to a boat place. They cut it out for me. I mean, it fits perfect. I use CAD software to design it, and then what happens is these are just quick connects that you ride on kayak rails. So when I get home, all of this just comes off, and then I can still garage the unit. My electronics sit up top. It's perfect, works like a champ. I love the HDS Carbon 9. Everything's right here where I need it. I get great readings with it being up on the bow. We like it for 2 reasons. One, you get to see the fish before they get there. You also get to check your depth before you run over anything, so it's worked out really well for us. I've enjoyed this setup. I hope you guys like it, and post some comments.